Hello everybody and welcome to me, the Force. And may the Force be with you too. Today, I will be talking about Star Wars. Episode 4. But this is not just a review of it, nor is this anything else to do with the... Well, actually, yes, it has something to do with the movie. But this is actually a challenge I'm putting onto myself. And you guys are going to be the judge. I have not watched the movie in about 2 years now, so my memory is quite frail. So what am I going to try and do? I'm going to try and recap as much as I can remember from the movie to you guys in order. Okay? So if you are watching this video, I would recommend you to open up Borderlands, Minecraft, Rage, Call of Duty, or anything, and just play that and listen to this, because I'm not going to be showing anything on here besides the Star Wars text, which has probably not come through for you guys yet. So, let's begin. There's a fuck ton of writing and no one actually reads this, so in the theater, everyone was just like, meh. I know all the kids were like that. They're like, it's the most longest and most annoying thing about the movie, and I got a bone pen. Yes, I have a bone pen. Shut up. And so, I'm just gonna skip that. In the very first scene, you see the ships get in war with a conflict with each other. There's this small ship, and I'm rugging on my chair because it helps me think. It's escaping this big ass ship that you don't see for a second, but you just see all these lasers going pew 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 pew, and then all of a sudden you see this huge ass ship just floating in space and coming towards you, well, away from you, and you're like, whoa, what is that? It turns out the small ship is a rebel ship, and the big one is the Empire. You don't mess with the Empire, by the way. Meanwhile, on the ship, you meet up with the two droids, C-3PO and R2-D2. They're walking around this shit. No, they're not chilling. They're like, oh dear, oh god. And R2-D2 is sitting there like, beep boop beep, because it can't talk at all. C-3PO is the talking one. He's the human-cyborg relations. And R2-D2 is just the service droid. R2-D2 has more things he can do than the human relations. Basically, the human relations is basically a translator. He can translate almost any race. He was built by Anakin who was a kid, but we don't know this at this point, and that just... He's Jimmy Neutron, damn it. Anakin Skywalker is Jimmy Neutron. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of rebel troops running to this door and just defending it. They're holding it, and then the door opens up, and these guys in the white suits are coming out. They're the Empire, and they're shooting up everyone, and they're being like, "Yarr!" And then there's all this smoke everywhere. This dark suited man comes out, and it's just like, who is this person? Who is he? We don't know anything about him. He's Darth Vader. He's the Dark Lord. But basically, he has nothing over any of the troops. There's a general above him, and then there's the Sith Lord, which we find out later. He's not even fucking a lord in that case. He's just some guy under the orders. But he is a badass. You don't mess with him because he has the Force. The Force is this magical power. I don't give a shit. Episode 1, 2, and 3 is a magical fucking power in sci-fi. Why can't sci-fi just let this slide? Like, oh, you can't have magical powers. We need something to make it sci-fi. Like, can't we just have sci-fi and magical powers? I reckon that would be a pretty awesome thing. This movie did it, and look how much praise it gets. Anyway. So, he's looking for the Princess Leia. And who is Princess Leia? Princess Leia is the princess of the... Who is she? Where's your princess? I have forgotten. Who, like, what's her royalty? Is she even royal? I have no idea. I don't think they ever explain it. Anyway, it turns out that Princess Leia is with R2-D2 putting in a message, and this message is the famous "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope," which I actually was thinking about making this instead of like this little ad where she's sitting there and it's like, Lucas has been milking the Star Wars franchise. Help me, Mickey Mouse. You're my only hope. And then, like, I reckon I should have done that, but I couldn't find any female that or anything because I was thinking of doing live action. And I was thinking Minecraft, but then, like, nah. Yeah, I'd rather do it live action. I don't even care where it is. But I couldn't find anyone that could actually suit the role. Or suit the role for R2-D2. I could have done it in Lego, but that would have been confusing. But not so much confusing, this is annoying, because I hate stop, like, click, turn the head off slightly, click, you know, stop motion. It's just, I like it, but I hate doing it. Anyway, so, you don't actually know she said this, but you know she's done something. R2-D2 now gets this crazy idea of a secret mission, and C-3PO is like, dude, really, we're not going on any more secret missions, okay? Because C-3PO is built to be a pussy, damn it. But I like C-3PO, but then again I hate him. I like him because I can hate him. Anyway, they escape on a escape pod, and they're escaping, and meanwhile on the ship, the guys like, they see this escape pod and it's like, don't fire. There's no life forms on the pod. It mustn't be like, it might just be a malfunction. There is a life form. It's called a robot. 2 of them. Meanwhile, back on the ship, I think this is in the order so far. They find Princess Leia. They captured her, and they're like, Darth Vader's just like, tell me the plans, or where you hid the plans, because they have a Death Star, and we'll get to that later. And they kill him, and then, well, they kill not her, some guy, just some random guy, and the stormtroopers come in, and that's the Empire's like army, and they're like, we have captured her, blah blah blah, and Darth Vader's like, good, now tell me the plans, and she's just like, nah, and it's like, fine, I will take you into my Death Star, and then afterwards, back to the robots, because they're our main characters now. Not really, but for now they're the main characters. They land on this desert planet, and this is my favorite planet. It is fuck. I've forgotten the planet's name. It's my favorite planet. Tatooine? Yeah, Tatooine. I think it's Tatooine. Anyway, they land on Tatooine, it's all desert and everything, and they have my favorite race there, which I'll get to, and they're like, R2-D2's going on about this secret mission, and we have to get this message over to Obi-Wan. R2-D2, C-3PO is just like, dude, you're crazy, bruh. Well, actually, he doesn't talk like that, he's more like, what is this about a secret mission? But stuff it. This is my version where everyone's a douche. And they get well, C-3PO is like, stuff you, I'm going this way, and then they split up. So we'll skip ahead a bit because that's what happened in the movie. R2-D2 is like going across, and there's these weird people in these grey suit or orange jumpsuits, and they're like, oh, there's a robot. There's a robot. Yes, there's a robot. They zap the robot, and R2-D2 goes, makes this cat-like sound, so, and these guys come out and like, oh TD, yeah, oh TD. They pick it up and they're like walking around with it, marching down this path. Those things are called Jawas. Meanwhile, C-3PO, he sees this big ass bloody fuck. He finds this big ass vehicle, and he's like, "People, I found people. I'm safe. Hey, over here!" And then, well, he walks up to there, and guess who it is? Those same people. Yeah. So, our two heroes people are robots at this point, and they have been captured. Yeah. Well, now we actually meet our main hero, Luke Skywalker. Unlimited power. That happens later. Meanwhile, with Luke Skywalker, he's cleaning up his, doing his chores, doing his things, and he lives in this little hole in the desert. Not much to do but shoot swamp rats. The 216, I think it was called. I can't remember. So, once that whole goes through, I'm always playing with something when I'm not doing anything. He gets told to go upstairs and pick a droid. Pick a droid, pick a droid. We find out the Jawas are actually trading droids they find or capture or buy. They're droid traders, really. And they like to play with a lot of equipment. So, they're pretty cool. And, well, he picks C-3PO and some stupid as R2-D2 ripoff. He was red. No one rips off R2-D2. So, as I'm walking back, that red one explodes because no one messes with R2-D2. And then he turns around and he's like, "What the hell? You've sold us a dumb droid." And the dad was like, "Take that one. Take that blue one." Oh no, wait, that was his father. He's like, "Luke, what about that blue one?" And Luke was just like, "Yeah, what about that blue one?" And just take it. I don't give a shit anymore. So, yeah. So they go inside and he's polishing them up, doing the whatever the hell they do. They're just polishing, and then he activates the message. Luke activates the message that R2-D2 has, but it only goes for a few seconds, which is, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope." Over and over and over. It's just a loop. And then he's like, "Show the whole message, man, show the whole message." And it's just like, no. R2-D2's like, no, I'm not doing this. So it shuts itself off. And I forgot what actually happens, but he goes to eat, and he's like, "I want to join the rebels, man." That's Luke, and he's talking to his like folks and stuff. And he's like, "I want to join the rebels. I want to join the rebels. I want to do something. I don't want to stay here." And they're talking about like harvesting. Meanwhile, R2-D2 has escaped, and C-3PO is like, "Oh yeah, look, see, R2-D2 escaped. We better go find him." So they take the land speeder out to find him, and I don't know how they found him, but they found him, and these were some Tusken Raiders. What are Tusken Raiders? They're like bigger versions of the Jawas, but they don't hunt for droids. They hunt, well, anyone they can find, really. They're raiders. They're bandits, practically. So, if that's said, they find him and they go on to save him, but it's not action-packed, so they like scanning out, and then all of a sudden, and fucking punches him. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan Kenobi comes and saves him. Woo! We find out that he's something called a Jedi, someone who can do the Force, and Darth Vader's someone called a Sith, someone who can do the Force. But the difference is a Jedi is good, a Sith is bad. Brilliant! And then we also get R2-D2 back. They go back to his house, because it's becoming night. And they stay there for the night, and he gets his lightsaber, which is this big-ass beam sword, which is practically better than a laser gun, because 1, it can cut through anything, and 2, it can reflect lasers. And let's not forget the laser, the throwing that you can throw it back with the Force, which were only given to Jedis. But frankly, you don't have to be a Jedi to actually get one. You can, if you are lucky and kill one, you can take their lightsaber and use it. Or if you know how to make one, you can make one and use it for yourself, but you won't have any Force powers. You're born with the Force, so trying to think of what happened. So with that, they also find out the entire message, and the plans are now put onto the R2-D2 unit to destroy this big ass ship. But yeah, we'll get to that. It's a big ass. Actually, I'll get to it now. The big ass ship is the Death Star, as you heard me say before, and it's this big giant Death Star. I don't want to. Okay, it can destroy planets. I'm not really destroying. Really spoiling too much because everyone probably knows what the Death Star is. In the Star Wars universe, there's a lot of crazy power things like that. There's like the Sun Destroyer that destroys suns. There's a fuck ton of shit. Death Star is probably the most realistic. Anyway, so they go back home and they find the entire Luke's entire home is being destroyed by Tusken Raiders. No one's left alive. Ooh. So he's like, you know what? Fuck, I'm doing the Empire now. Woo, yeah, Empire. But they need a ship to leave the system. So they go to Mos Eisley Space Center. Yeah, Mos Eisley Space Center, which is this big hub, and this is like the biggest town on the planet, with all the shit going down. All the aliens are there. It's sort of like the slums of the planets. Like, this is the biggest slum you'll ever see, but it's also the best one because all the aliens are there. This is where you see all your alien friends. You see Wookiees and you see Han Solo. And they meet up with this guy named Han Solo and his friend, who is a Wookiee. This is this big furry ape thing. I'm actually trying out what you call that. And his name is Chewie. Chewbacca for whole name, but short name Chewie. And he has a ship, and when you first meet him, he's got a bounty on his head, and there's this guy named Greedo, and he's like, Ota tuta, Ima. He's speaking alien. Basically, what he's saying is like, I've come to collect your, like, you haven't paid Jabba yet. I'm going to collect your, you have a big bounty on your head. You got a huge prize on your head, and I'm here to collect that. And he's just like, pew. Not today. Oh yeah. And shoots him and kills him. Meanwhile, they meet up with each other and they're like, oh yeah, cool story. I've got a BS ship, the fastest in the universe. How do I know this? Shut the fuck up. Maybe tell me. I kind of doubt it. Like, I understand if it's one of the fastest ships, but maybe not so much the fastest. That's kind of, yeah. And we find out that he's in it for the money. He doesn't care for anything else. He just wants to get this debt paid. That's it. And so they go up into the spaceship. They go in the spaceship and leave the system. Meanwhile, getting chased by the Empire, looking for Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker. Well, actually, not really them, but so much the droids. And as they're going there, I'm pretty sure they're in. No, wait, that's actually before. Fuck, I fucked this up. Anyway, as they're going to see Han Solo, this is actually going back a bit. There's an awesome scene. It's like, halt. They're looking for these droids, and Obi-Wan's like, these are not the droids you're looking for. These aren't the droids you're looking for. And they're like, you know what? That's a good point. Move along. Mind trick. Awesome. Awesome tool. I would use that all the time if I had it. These are not the droids you're looking for. I'm asking you where my $10 is. This is not the $10. I'm not the person with the $10. It's that guy over there. Anyway, so they go into space and Luke's doing his Jedi training thing. He has this huge giant helmet on so he can't see, and he has to reflect this drone shooting lasers at him. I have no clue what the hell is up with that, but it was pretty amazing to see. And Han Solo was like, "What the hell are you guys doing? What the hell is a force? What is this?" And so as they're flying around, they get chased. Not much really happens, and then they come across the Death Star. And they're going up to it. It's like, that's a moon. And Obi-Wan's famous line is, "That's no moon." And amazingly, they managed to get in with like very little conflict. They get in, like as they're going in, they turn off their systems or whatever, and they just get sucked into it. They land. They send in a small squad to investigate. Okay, if it was me, I would send like maybe 3 squads, because fuck it. They go into the ship. They look for the entire thing, and they get killed. And then they just steal their clothes, and they walk out. And then they're just walking around, like they take Chewie as a prisoner, and the droids as prisoners. There's Luke, and Obi-Wan. Now, Obi-Wan goes off and does his own thing for the rebels. Meanwhile, Han and Luke are working together to try and find the princess from the start of the movie. And now, here's something you need to understand, because this is probably one of my biggest pet peeves at this movie, is the fact that the Empire are all clones of each other. They're all the same height, they're all the same. Luke and Han are different sizes than everyone else. Wouldn't you think someone would notice this? No, the only person who notices is the princess. They walk around and they take the elevator down to the prisoner deck, or up to the prisoner deck. Space doesn't have an up or down, so nah. They come out, they shoot everyone, and Han's talking on the radio. It's like, this weapons malfunction, blah blah blah. It's like, oh yeah, we're sending some guys down anyway. Oh shit! Pew! Shoots the thing. It's like, that was a boring conversation anyway. Hey, look, we got some guys coming. Luke is like, okay, here's the princess. Sweet. Now, the princess is, as soon as the princess sees Luke, she's just like, aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? Yeah. Princess Leia notices that they're not the right size. Anyway, so they come out and they're already being shot at, and the princess takes Han's gun, I think it's Han, and shoots one of the vent shafts and jumps in. Everyone jumps in, and then they go into, what's it called? Fuck. It's like a garbage dump where they throw all the garbage, although I don't know, because there's a small little door, and then there's that little vent which enters it. Okay. Couple design questions. What's that place for? How do you throw garbage into that room? There's a vent shaft leading to that room. Why? There's a whole couch in that room. You can watch it. The Family Guy makes a parody of how much shit is in that room, but no one's ever explained to me how they've managed to throw all that shit in. Yeah. Meanwhile, the robots are somewhere near the start, right next to their ship, and I've forgotten how they got there. No, it was like the first room they entered, and they just stayed there to command the controls. This weird eye thing pops out, and just looks around. Where's the eye? What does it do? Never gets answered. Never gets answered. It goes back in, and the walls start closing in. Now, meanwhile, they're telling R2-D2 or C-3PO to do something about this, man. They need something done. And R2-D2 is using his little hand to change knobs and stuff to get it working, and everyone's like freaking out. And then eventually it works. It starts opening up, and they're laughing, they're cheering, and C-3PO is like, look at them, they're dying. Oh my god, no, listen, they're dying. They're fucking idiots. Anyway, a leave. They get back to their ship and they're getting shot at. No, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. I, I feel like I'm missing some stuff from this. I feel like I'm missing a lot. Anyway, they go back to their ship. Oh yeah, no, that was. Anyway, okay. They're going back to their ship and they're jumping into the ship and it's like, oh. Okay, there's the heaps of enemies after us. Looks like, where the fuck's Obi-Wan Kenobi? And Kenobi's just sitting there, it's like, if you kill, like, sitting there fighting with Darth Vader. Like, I'm pretty sure that this fight went for a while. And he's like, he looks over at Luke and he looks back at Darth Vader and he's like, you kill me now. Whatever. My buddy will just disappear. Go ahead. Darth Vader slashes him down and he disappears. It's like, what happened to him? Because this never happens at any point in the entire movie. He just vanishes. Like he could teleport, but he couldn't teleport his clothes. I think that's what happened. He just teleported, but he couldn't teleport his clothes at all. Which is strange because I won't spoil it. But yeah, they escape on the ship. Meanwhile, they're getting shot at with their really bad aiming clones. And they leave. And then they go to Hoth. And that's like the start of this next movie. And yeah. I think I did pretty well for remembering how much stuff. I haven't watched it in like a year, 2 years. I think it was a year that I haven't seen this movie. It's a good movie. And I remember a lot from it in these last 26 minutes. I think it's 26 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't go over. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'm Arosa Asuro, and I'll be signing off. I'm gonna rewatch the movie now. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Also, when you're commenting, just say if I missed out on anything, because I think I missed out on quite a lot of stuff. But this is a quick rundown of the movie. Anyway. See you next time.